Randy Smallwood says $50 silver. The Silver Institute says $30 silver. CNBC. Yes, that's CNBC. They're talking about silver, 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 and we're going to talk about what they said, and we're going to tear it all apart, analyze it. Maybe we'll see $60 silver. What the heck is wrong with $300 silver? Guys, we got to start thinking big. Let's swing for the fences. And you know what? We're gonna present information to each other that will show us that we should indeed, and we could indeed swing for the fences. We could see unbelievable silver prices. I don't want to get eggs thrown at me. I'm gonna catch a lot of heat for this, but I'm telling you, I have definitive proof that we could have extremely much higher silver prices. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the bank crisis. Is there another bank crisis? What's it called? New York Community Bank Corp having major issues. Is it a sign of things to come? We'll chat about that. We're going to talk about Groundhog Day and Big Macs as well. But let's dig in right now, guys. This situation with CNBC saying printing $50 silver. Let's dig into this article because it's a pretty good article. And for silver investors, we want to pay attention. This is mainstream media. CNBC, right? Owned by the big corporate oligarchs. Remember, guys, it's David versus Goliath, okay? We're the David, they're the Goliath. But when Goliath starts to recognize some interesting things about silver, our little ears better perk up. And that's exactly what we're doing right now. Headline: Silver set for a, quote, terrific year and could outperform gold to hit a 10-year high. Hey, nothing against gold. We want gold to do great too, but silver could outperform gold. It says this could be a banner year for silver with prices potentially hitting a decade high. Quote, global silver demand is forecasted. Did you know the new forecast? We have a new forecast for global silver demand. Breaking news. 1.2 billion ounces in 2024, which would mark the second highest level on record. That's according to the Silver Institute. Now, we have a quote: stronger industrial offtake of silver is the principal catalyst for the rising global demand for the white metal, and the sector should hit a new annual high this year, said the Silver Institute. So they're saying industrial demand. And we got all this industrial demand. You know the story. We don't need to go over it. Solar panels, electric cars, electronics, silver spoons, silverware, silver jewelry, silver everything, blah, blah, blah. The world is consuming massive amounts of silver. Right? The only people that aren't are you. And me. Sorry, I yelled at you. I don't ever want to yell at you, basement dweller. You're special, you're unique, and it's a big deal you're here, but you're not buying a lot of silver. Now, maybe you are, but you're an individual, you're unique, but as a group, even the silver enthusiasts aren't buying a lot of silver right now. Okay, we're going to talk about that and why that's actually can be looked at. There's a silver lining, and we love silver linings. I also love the fact that you decided to join me today here in the basement. It's a big honor. You're important. You're important as a part of this group, so thank you for being here. If you'd like to help out the channel, you could subscribe and turn on the bell notifications, or you could give this a thumbs up. And of course, the super chats, the super thanks, donations are always much appreciated. We are supporting the family here on the YouTube channel, and it's a great privilege to get to do that with you. But why aren't you buying silver, right? Why aren't you buying silver, and why could that actually turn out to be the biggest factor that drives us as we go through the rest of the year? I have a new concept, and I want to start talking about this, and I want us to remember this as a group. It's called the Silver Rule of 8x, the silver rule of 8 times. And it's real easy to understand. we've talked about ad nauseum, and we're going to be conservative here. We're going to say maybe we're 1 in 100 people here in the West that buys silver. And we know that if like the banking crisis heats up or there's any other type of black swan event, people run to silver. So if we go from 1 in 100 to 4 in 100, we've got 4 times as many people, 4 times as much money buying silver. But wait, there's more. And that's where the silver rule of 8x comes into play, because while we now have 4 times as many people with 4 times as much money, we know silver investors are really smart, right? Right? They don't like to buy silver when the price is low, when the premiums are low, like we have right now. No, they prefer to wait until the prices are skyrocketing and the premiums are skyrocketing. So under that scenario we talked about, where we get 4 times as many people wanting to jump onto the silver and gold lifeboat, join the David versus Goliath fight, right? We got 4 times as many people, but suddenly with rising prices and rising premiums, silver investors, being the Albert Eisenhowers that they are, they want to buy more. So not only do we have those 4 times as many people, but they're maybe buying, again, conservatively, twice as much. That's 8 times as much money. I'm going to talk to Andy Schechtman next week, and I'm going to ask him about the Ron's Basement silver rule of 8 times. And is that essentially what we saw during the financial banking, whatever you want to call it, situation that unfolded a little under a year ago, where I know Andy Schechtman and other online bullion dealers were all sold out. My local coin shop was all sold out. And we had a flood of new people and money coming in to the sector. Is that what happened? Was it the Ron's Basement silver rule of 8x? Not what? Buying. I can't see everything you're sending me, Coin Shop Chris. Anyway, that's a very critical component to what we're dealing with right now. So back to this article, okay? 8 times for investors. And by the way, if you think that silver is, if you can go against the flow, Mr. Silver Investor, and you want to get your hands on some silver right now, let's say thank you to our channel sponsor, Pimbex, Pimbex, Pimbex.com. They're an online bullion dealer. They have silver, they have gold, they have platinum, they have great prices. Check it out for yourself. Don't listen to me. I'm just giving you a recommendation, a little hint, like somebody gave me, right, long before they sponsored the channel. One of you basement dwellers said, hey, Ron, I got a little hint. You should check out this company, Pimbex. I did, and I was like, wow, their prices are really good. And then I bought something, and the service was really good. You need to do your own due diligence, your own work, but you may benefit from doing so. And I think you'll find what I found. Pimbex checks all the boxes. I think Pimbex is best, and you will too, and they can help out with IRA conversions also. Now, back to the article. I'm going to do this in my Michael DeRienzo voice. We think silver will have a terrific year, especially in terms of demand, said Michael DeRienzo, executive director of the Silver Institute. He told that to CNBC, of all people. He expects silver prices to reach $30 per ounce. Hey, woohoo, yes, which would be a 10-year high, according to data from the LSEG. I have no idea who the LSEG is. See, I don't do enough preparation for these live streams. I don't even know why you guys are here. Silver, which was trading at $22.40 per ounce, last hit $30. Who knows the last time silver hit $30? Huh? Let's see who can win the little contest here, right? What year did silver last hit $30 per ounce? Put it in the chat. I'm watching. Go! Ricky's House of Crap. You're close, Ricky, but you're off. But you're close. Nope, silver sliver, not 2008, not 2000. Nope, not 2021, according to the LSEG, whoever the heck they are. Nope, Ricky's House of Crap. Wrong way, Ricky. Nope, Coin Shop Chris, and you call yourself a guru. I'm just joking. Coin Shop Chris is the guru. 2000. Nope. Thumbs up, guys. Don't forget. I'm trying to find somebody who can get this My Lord. Nope. Abram, close. Not close. Nope. Wendell. Ricky's House of Crap is the winner. 2013. Ricky, send me an email and I'll send you some prize. Okay? Something made out of silver. How's that sound? Okay. Back to this. Good to see you, Abram Taylor. Here's what usually happens with silver. It does move with gold, but it moves later. Okay, the Institute sees a 9% climb in demand for silverware, 6% in jewelry, with India, let's talk about India, expected to drive the jump in jewelry purchases. A projected recovery in consumer electronics is also poised. People are going to start buying TVs again or stealing them from Walmart or Target. You know, you can just walk in and steal stuff now, apparently. Anyhow, I digress. India is projected to have higher demand. Remember 2022 when India imported over 300 million ounces of silver? I talked to my Indian friends. I'm exposed to a lot of Indian doctors, computer scientists, right? None of them are lawyers, but they're all a lot of doctors and smart people, very smart people. And I always ask them about silver and gold, and they always basically have the same answer. Yes, it is so important in our culture, okay? But silver, I get the feel from talking to all my Indian friends, and I have a lot of Indian friends, gold is always going to be mega important, but now silver is growing in importance within the Indian culture. India has 1.4 billion people. India has one of the fastest expanding economies in the world. Demographically, I don't really know what that word means, but demographically speaking, although I don't know what I'm talking about, I do know this. Demographically, India, 25% of their population is poised to move into adulthood. I think it's like in the next 5 or 10 years. Like they had a big wave of children that were born, and they're all, and right at the same time that their economy is expanding like crazy. And on top of that, right, these people love precious metals, and their middle class is expanding like crazy. New consumers, that's the big news, guys. India is going to be the massive market where there's just billions, millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of new consumers with disposable income. And what do they like to do in India with their money? They like to buy things like silver and gold. And they're getting more and more beginning to like silver much more. I'm just telling you what I see, what I know. Here's the bad news from the Silver Institute. Said in the short term, a slowing Chinese economy and decreased odds of U.S. interest rate cuts. Hey, Metal Seer, thank you, my friend, for that super chat. Per London Stock Exchange Group. Thank you, LSEG. Now we need an official definition of demographically. London Stock Exchange Group. Yep, that'll be, when we want to sound fancy here in the basement, we'll talk about the LSEG and their latest data. Nonetheless, the Chinese, the interest rates. And we're going to touch on that later, right? Now, the Fed's not going to lower rates until May. The Fed's going to, smoke and mirrors, unicorn fart dust. I mean, that's all it is. It's become a fantasy show. We're living in Fantasy Island. Welcome to Fantasy Island. This is the basement. This is not Fantasy Island. You're in the basement. We're talking about the real McCoy. We got to ring the bell for 100 thumbs up. I gave you some bonus rings there. I hope you enjoyed. That's a good little symbol of us coming together, and the thumbs ups are much appreciated, as are the super chats, as are just you being here. That's what really matters. I'll never charge for any of my content, not that I could anyway. And nothing against people who do, right? But we do have sponsors. Our other sponsors, Fortuna Silver Mines, fortunasilver.com. Now, that's easy for you to remember. What you'll find out when you go there is you've got a company with a fortress balance sheet that also paid off almost $80 million in debt last year and has gold mines all around the world. okay, including West Africa, which is like the most prolific gold mining district in the world right now. And they got this exciting new development exploration project called Diamba Sud in Senegal, right, which is super exciting. They just acquired it. There's a lot of good things, I think, to come for Fortuna Silver. I'm not offering financial advice, but it is a stock that I own. I would only take sponsorships, basement dwellers, from companies in which I own stock, period. And that includes Fortuna, which I've owned for a long time, and Pimbex, which I don't own stock in, but I've worked with and bought silver from. Now, enough of that. Let's get back to the meat of the matter, okay? However, there's a however, and it's a good however, for silver investors. The tides could turn in the second half of 2024, when most market watchers believe the U.S. Federal Reserve and our old friend Gomer Pyle will start cutting rates. Silver prices, like gold. I just thought of something. Old Gomer Pyle, he works for us. Did you know that? He was on 60 Minutes, and he was very clear in pointing out that he's not political in any way, but that he reports to Congress. And you know who Congress reports to? Us, me and you. Old Gomer works for us. I just realized that. The Fed, right? We're his boss. I wonder if we show up there, if they'd let us come in and take a look around. Yeah, maybe they could take us to Fort Knox and look at all that gold that's supposedly there. I digress. So they're saying that the Fed, unless you've been living under a rock, the Fed is supposed to lower rates. They were supposed to do it in March. Now they're thinking May. Who knows? It'll probably keep getting pushed up because we live in fantasy land, okay? Right? Who knows, right? They may raise rates. But if inflation continues to go up in real terms, we don't talk nominal here in the basement. Nominal means just numbers, right? They could raise rates to 10%. But if inflation is running at 20%, you know what? That is the most fertile environment that we could ever ask for the precious metals. I know that can be a bit of a confusing concept to understand. Nominal versus real, okay? Nominal just means the number, right? That means, if you buy an investment and it doubles in value in dollar terms, that's nominal. What can you actually do? If a loaf of bread goes up by 4 times, you've actually lost money, right? Same thing with the Fed. They could raise rates, right, in the next year. Oh, the Fed, we're fighting. They're never going to get ahead in real terms of the fight on inflation. And eventually, because silver and gold have been around for thousands of years, they're way smarter than the Fed. Silver and gold will figure that out even more so. I think gold has figured it out recently, is starting to figure it out. But when they really figure it out, we're in for some good times. Okay. Silver prices, like gold, tend to have an inverse relationship, an opposite relationship with interest rates. The higher interest rate environment hurts demand for silver and gold as the precious metals do not pay any interest, making them less appealing compared to alternative investments like bonds. Yeah, you want your head to spin. Basically, what they said there is if rates are higher, which they've been, the 10-year bond yield is up, I think, to 4.3%. It's up quite a bit here in the last few weeks, especially after those unbelievable recreational vehicle GDP numbers that we got for the fourth quarter in 2023. And then, of course, all of the new Big Mac and Taco Bell delivery men who got jobs in January, and the BLS, Bureau of Labor and Statistics, reported to us unbelievable job numbers. As long as you don't want a full-time job and want to work 4 part-time jobs, America's the place for you. We will welcome you with open arms. Nonetheless, that has caused interest rates to go up. When interest rates go up, even just a little bit, the dollar goes up. And you may have noticed that. The DXY index, that compares the dollar to a basket of other crappy currencies, like the euro and the yen, right? It's like comparing 3 turds in a toilet. I'm sorry, that's as dirty as I'll get today. Nonetheless, the DXY index has gone up. It was looking like it was going to go to 100. Now it's at 104. And because most people in the market aren't as smart as you and me, Okay, that they sell their gold. That's put downward pressure on gold and silver, right? Higher interest rates, higher dollar in nominal unicorn fart dust fantasy island terms. That's what we're dealing with here. Okay. I got another word I don't understand. Maybe somebody can help me here. Somebody please look this word up. Silver carries the ignominious. Ignominious. Have you ever heard this word before? Igominious. Ignominious. Title of being gold's poorer cousin. Yeah, I'm sick of hearing that. But the two share a positive correlation. So gold's the poor cousin, but as long as gold's doing good, he maybe gives a little money to his poor cousin. I don't know. What are they saying? You know what I'm saying. You know what they mean. Gold leads the way, silver follows. When it comes to prices, albeit with a lag. Did anybody look up ignominious? Due to silver's extensive industrial applications, its performance is tied closely to the health of the overall economy or business cycle, blah, blah, blah. In that vein, silver is more sensitive to economic changes and more volatile than gold. Now, we like to call silver the drama queen, right? Gold is like the perfect straight-A student big brother. Silver is the wild child, little sister that throws tizzy fits, the drama queen or king. Not saying anything about boys or girls, anything like that. Okay, but when silver throws its fits, it can throw fits to the upside. It can throw fits like we saw in the 1970s, and we're going to touch on that here in a little bit because it threw a fit, a big fit in the 1970s. Let me have a sip of coffee. We got 300 people here. Thank you for the thumbs up. Maybe we can get to 200 thumbs up today and we can ring the cowbell. What do you think, basement dwellers? Do you think we're going to get to 200 thumbs up? I need you to do this. Press the thumbs up, right? It's going to be interesting. I don't know if we can do it. We need more people to participate. Okay. Oh, this is where it gets interesting. More interesting, because the other stuff was interesting. The relationship can be monitored through the gold to silver ratio. Well, you got that one wrong, CNBC. It's called the silver to gold ratio, which tracks how many ounces of silver it takes to buy 1 ounce of gold. Currently, 90 ounces of silver are needed to purchase 1 ounce of gold. I'm not going to go through the gold, American Silver Eagle thing, but just visualize 90 ounces of silver to get 1 ounce of gold. That makes my blood pressure go up. Nonetheless, quote, this is from Randy Smallwood, right? A very respected voice in the precious metals community, the CEO of Wheaton Precious Metals. Gold will shoot up first, and then you will see silver take off rapidly. And silver always outperforms. It's just late, said Randy Smallwood, adding that a 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 50 mark for silver is possible, but only after gold moves through 2,200 an ounce. Gold's currently at what? You know what? We need to do an update. Hold on here. Let's do an update. And then we're going to talk about what Randy said. Gold price. Is it getting clobbered? No, it's up. Gold on the spot market, right, which is the lower price, is at $2,038 per ounce. Let's just take a quick look at silver. Silver's down 2 cents, $22.34. So we got gold at 2,038. Okay. All right. We are in spitting distance of a new all-time high. We're within, I want you to think about this with the gold price, right? What did it hit that Sunday night? 21.50? Guys, we are in spitting distance of a new all-time high. We are teetering, though, right? We are teetering. We've been above 2,000 for a long time. There's all kinds of stats. I don't know, 12 out of the last 13 weeks, we've closed above 2,000. If we are, and don't we hope we are building a base in the gold price right now, right? That doesn't mean that it can't go below 2,000. Right now, don't be mad at me, please. But the way I'm feeling, my gut tells me it's like 50-50. Okay, like we've hovered here so long that we could see gold in the 1950, 1920 range, 1,000. And that's not going to be good for silver. But the other side of that coin is the potential for gold to move up, like Randy Smallwood says, to 2,200 per ounce. Once we get up there, and Peter Grandich says this all the time, and I happen to like Peter and definitely agree with him on this point, once we get above that 2,100, 2,200 range and stay there for a while, because we were only above 2,100 for 45 minutes that Sunday night. Once we get up there and there's no overhead resistance. Think about that. This is exciting. This is fun, right? And this has a major impact on silver, like Randy Smallwood said. Once we get to $2,200 gold, we're going to move to $50 silver. I like you, Randy. Come down here and hang out in the basement with us sometime. But once we get the $2,100 gold, and that's within a stone's throw, spitting distance, okay? Ignominious means humiliating, despicable. Woof. That's a hard word to remember. Thank you, Metal Seer. I appreciate that work and the super chat. You're very generous, and I want to recognize that and say thank you. But once we get above that level, okay, right? Once Metal Seer and any other, once we're watching the gold price, it gets above 2,100. There's nobody up there waiting to sell. Almost nobody bought gold at $2,150 an ounce. Okay, very, 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 very few people bought gold there. So they're not. That's called overhead resistance. That means, let me explain this to you. That means, let's say gold, like now, has stayed at around $2,000 for a long period of time. There's been a lot of people that have bought and sold gold right around 2,050. Let's just say it's kind of where we've been hovering. All right. If we drop down to $1,800 gold, I don't think that will happen, but it could happen, and we wouldn't be happy if that happened. But if we did drop down to $1,800 gold, then you've got all these people that are sitting there with $1,800 gold, and a lot of them are thinking, man, if gold gets back to 2,050, I'm going to sell and get my money back, and I'm gone, right? You get this called overhead resistance. You have to work through all those people that are trying to sell. Once we get to $2,100, $2,200 gold, there's nobody up there saying, man, I wish I hadn't bought gold at 2,300, because nobody bought gold at 2,300 US dollars. We're in new all-time high territory, and there's very little overhead resistance. So it could get interesting, and it could get interesting quick. The Silver Institute's D. Rienzo echoed similar sentiments. Silver indeed could outperform gold, especially when the Fed begins to cut rates. All right. So there you have it. CNBC, right? Touting silver. Actually touting gold as well. What do you guys think? Huh? What do you guys think? Do you think we'll be at 2,200? I don't know. What do you think? By May? Yes or no? Do you think we'll be at 2,200 by May? I'm going to say type Y or N. I'm going to say yes. Okay, I'm not betting the farm on it. I think we're either going to be at $1,900 gold or $2,200 gold by May. Ricky's House of Crap. And we also have ODBG. You guys know who ODBG is? That's one of our basement dwellers, Old Dirty Bastard Garage. I can say that because that's his username. David Medcap. Hey, Jim M. Good to see you. Leanne, Coinshop Chris. Hey, guys, do me a favor. The moderators make these live streams great. These people moderate the comments, okay? They contribute a lot to the channel. The moderators are great. Do me a favor, and let's type 8 for those that moderate, because they are great. Did I say that right? Let's type 8 for those who moderate, because they are great, and they're people, and they're part of our community. I saw a comment earlier before we came live. I think it was Scott Richards talking about the banking crisis. Okay. We know now that New York Community Bank Corp, they were downgraded by Moody's. The stock, last I checked, was trading around $4 a share, so about a third of where it was at some point in the last year or two. I want to emphasize this point because what will happen when we have our next crisis, right, will be that the Fed will print. That's all they can do. That the accumulation of financial problems that we've had, probably going all the way back into the 90s, an accumulation of problems that have been papered over. I mean, literally with paper money. They've been papered over, bailout. Now everything has been escalated. Debt levels are escalated. Hey, thank you, Mike. Pedro, Napoleon Dynamite agrees. Okay, I don't know what that means. It's escalated. That's a key thing to remember. Okay, because we talk about what happened to do you know that in the 70s the silver price went from $1.50 an ounce all the way to $50 in 1980? And we talk about the problems that the country had in the 70s. Okay, guys, the problems now are just as many. Very similar, but what's critical for us to remember is they're much worse. I mean, the debt level, we didn't have debt levels in this class as these bank issues start to come to the fold. When we see, I mean, what do you think's going to happen on March 11th when the Fed yanks their bailout program that they were giving to a lot of these regional banks, the Bank Term Funding Program? What do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen when the Fed's reverse repo program runs out of money? It's been stealth QE. It's been delayed QE. It was all that money they printed, $2.5 trillion of the money printed during the C-19 crisis that the Fed took from the banks because the banks didn't know what to do with it. The Fed has been shoving down the throat of the banks for the last year, and that fund has dropped from 2.5 trillion to 500 billion. Okay. I can't help it. Yep. I'm fuzzy on my end too. Sorry about the fuzziness. Maybe I don't look quite as good at this point, but nonetheless, that money has been fed. That's running out. What are we going to do with the commercial real estate? That freight train is coming. Looks like I'm back in focus a little bit. Can you guys see me okay? Can you hear me? Hello? Oh, no. Not again. Oh. I don't. Hey, Susie, are you on the live stream? Hello? Can you guys see me? Well, if you can see me, I'm going to take a drink of coffee. Oh, okay. Lone Ranger can see me. I'll keep going. What's going to happen? Huh? Let's get excited. What's going to happen, right? Let's go through the list. The Bank Term Funding Program, the reverse repo program, gone, right? The federal government could be running out of money, shut down, right? What's going to happen in March? I mean, am I right on that? I read the other day that like the federal government, I know we'll be devastated if our federal government, we won't know what to do with ourselves. The commercial real estate, freight train, barreling. Thank you guys for the 5x5s. And higher interest rate environment, higher for longer. Are you kidding me? Come on, Gomer. Come on, Gomer Pyle. That's not going to work. We just went through. Let's go through the list one more time to realize what's heading our way. Okay, the bank bailout program gone. The reverse repo program gone. The federal government potentially getting shut down. Commercial real estate, freight train that Gomer Pyle even talked about in the 60 Minutes. Okay, and a higher interest rate environment. And Americans are out of money. Huh? Are you out of money? Everybody's out of money. Nobody has room on their credit cards. Nobody has any savings left, right? People are now buying buy now, pay later. I mean, it's not it's not a good situation, all right? We know, excuse me, we know what happened last year when we went through a similar type situation. Thanks for the thumbs up. We're getting 200 today. Stay with us, basement dwellers. We're going to get there. I'll ring the cowbell with energy, okay? We know, right? And we know that silver investors want to buy right? When the price is going up, when premiums are going up. So it's now really a smart time. I know it's hard. I've experienced it too. Right? Should I buy some silver? Should I not buy some silver? I don't know. Let's talk about the Fed and rate cuts, gold and silver sales in China. That's interesting, Metal Seer. Thank you. 6-year high. Yeah, I know we keep getting fed this line that, oh, China's collapsing their real estate market, but think about this. If China's real estate market is collapsing, if China's stock market, which I haven't checked it in the last few days, but it had been really kind of collapsing, what are people going to do with their money in China? Because they already love silver and gold. They're going to buy silver and gold, you know? The young Chinese people, what are they buying? They're buying gold beans, little 1 gram gold beans, and they collect them in jars. And they say it's because they know it's real money. So that's what we're dealing with. That's the situation. Big Macs, there's all this. Are we having inflation? There's all this hoopla. Have you heard about Big Macs costing $20? Are we having inflation? How can you pay $20 for a Big Mac from McDonald's? I'm sorry. I don't get it, but that's what's going on. Give me 1 second here. And then Groundhog Day. Does it feel like Groundhog Day? Did you hear about the groundhog? This is interesting. I think it's in Pennsylvania. And then we're going to talk about Groundhog Day with the Fed. And of course, silver and gold. Okay, promotion. Here we go. All right. Here. Punks Tuwani Phil predicts an early spring. And I didn't realize this, but it's like an annual tradition. And Gobbler's morning at Gobbler's Knob in Pennsylvania event is tongue-in-cheek ritual in which Phil's handlers, members of a club which has roots in the late 19th century, this is Groundhog Day, reveal whether the groundhog saw his shadow just after sunrise on Friday. Puxtatotowani Groundhog Club announced Phil did not see his shadow, which was in early spring-like weather. So there's your weather forecast, according to Groundhog. But is it Groundhog Day with the Fed? Where's my thing? Where is it? What did I do with it? Hold on. Here it is. Yeah. Groundhog Day. This is Groundhog Day. This week, 12 Fed speakers, okay? And we got news yesterday. It's Groundhog Day. It's the same thing over and over, right? It's the Fed squawking about how tight they're going to be with money because yesterday, Cleveland Fed President Loretta Mester largely reiterated what Fed Chair Powell's recent comments were, and that the strong economy means rate cuts may not be needed, that showed the U.S. economy is on stronger footing with unbelievable amounts of recreational vehicles being sold than previously thought. Odds are today's speakers will make similar comments because it's Groundhog Day, right? Basically, we know that it's Groundhog Day. That's what they do. Oh, I think I lost you guys. Can you guys see me? Uh-oh. I can't see me. Can you guys see me? If you can see me, give me a 5x5. Delay the QE. Hey, Ron. Okay, Anna Joe's reckon the Feds tells the truth. The blue shirt. Interesting. Okay, well, I can't see myself. Okay, anyway, I'm going to ring the bell because we need 3 more. Come on, guys. Thank you. St. Louis Internet. Yeah, no joke, man. I don't know what's going on. You can see me, but I can't see me. That's awesome. Thank you for the thumbs up, guys. 5x5. We got 198. Can we get 200? Then we can ring the bell. So we talked about a lot this morning. Okay. We talked about CNBC pointing out in no uncertain terms that the silver market has some really great fundamental factors supporting it. CNBC. We talked about the Fed. We talked about the banking system. Guys, it's going to be an interesting year. I am going to be here. I am going to ring the bell. I can't see me, but you can see me. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Most importantly, come back tomorrow. Thank you for being here today.